Hey everyone, my name's Christian Ortiz. I'm a graduating senior, hopefully, fingers crossed, this coming December. And I currently work in coffee in Texas. I moved from my position in North Carolina to working a PR job for a coffee company in Texas, in the Galveston area. Um, who I am now is completely different from who I was when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I was really rebellious. I got in a lot of trouble, a lot of fights, and talk back to my parents. Disrespectful would be a term that could be thrown out there. But this all happened due to my upbringing in a very strict military, Catholic, and Hispanic household. Some of you guys may know me from around the hallways and stuff, and you guys still like, oh, he works at a coffee shop. Yeah, he says, he says a couple bad words here or there, but it's quite different from who I was when I was in high school. I was a lot more of a troublesome child, and this all is due to my upbringing. Like I said, um, my parents held me to a really high standard, and a lot of that caused anxiety, stress, and eventually I developed OCD, which is obsessive compulsive disorder, and clinical depression linked to my OCD. And this all happened due to especially my dad, expecting a really high standard of me, which really in reality was just good parenting gone a little wrong. It was a little overbearing. So he wanted me to be the best that there could be, and that was a little bit of a problem growing up. So around that time, when I developed OCD, one thing that people don't really understand, unless they come from a Hispanic household, is that mental this illness in general is looked down upon, and I was really alienated just for the fact that my parents had no idea what to do with me. It was it made depression worse, and that's really where the root of the rebellion came about. And I just started hanging out with kids that we did less than honorable things, just to leave it at that. And so then came about my college years, and I was driving. I finally got a car. I was a pretty late bloomer when it came to driving. And I finally got a car and started working. And eventually, through social networking, I found myself a job at a coffee shop, and I was made to straighten out really quick. The level of responsibility that I had was a lot higher, and it was expected of me to perform on a higher level and a more responsible level, which is any business owner wants good workers. And but the reason that the transition came so easy for me was the fact that I found something that I was confident in doing, that I had passion in doing, and soon enough my attitude went from a kid that misbehaved and was causing trouble. My grades were even starting to drop from I was an A student for most of my life, and I was just starting to cut up. And now I had a fire burning in me to do better. This is all due to my job. So my self concept became that of one of a professional, someone who took pride in what they did. My boss in North Carolina, thankfully, took notice of this and started sending me on business trips. I was 20 years old on my first business trip, and next thing this kid who was causing trouble is now on higher up. I became the coffee roaster, and I found my job. I found my career, and now I'm in Texas doing that. Things that I could change for myself. Self concept is I sort of hold people up to a higher standard when it comes to coffee because I'm so passionate about it, which is something that we could say would be my dad's traits coming out of me, and I'd like to change that. Another thing is the fact that I'm a workaholic, which some could consider a negative and positive thing. I've lost a lot of friends, so I consider it a negative. So something of my self-concept that I like to change is the workaholic aspect, and also for the fact that these are traits that my father had, and I would like to be my own man. because I've paved my way in the industry so far by myself. Although I do have to thank him for essentially instilling this hardworking value in me. It took me a while. I rebelled from it, but here I am now in Texas, fulfilling my career dreams without having a degree, doing English work. I'm doing PR work and communications work for this coffee company. So I'm really thankful for that. And since life isn't always uh, ever ever changing thing, I guess my self concept will continue to grow. Until then, I'm fairly confident with who I am now. Thank you.